As you can see, the win rate may not seem so good for some traders, but look at the profit right here, which is 43% from the account in just 1 month. Therefore, I am fine if I'm not right in every single trade if the results look like this. Hello traders and welcome to a new strategy video. Today I'm going to share with you one of the strategies that I'm currently using in the real market. It's about a 5-minute strategy on the US30, and some time ago I shared with you a version of this strategy, but now I have refined the entry points, stop losses, targets in order to get higher risk to reward ratio trades. Let me show you first the setup for this strategy, and after that I'm going to show you some examples and backtesting results. So first of all, again, the time frame is the 5 minutes one, and the indicator used will be the 20 EMA, the 50 EMA, and the ADX average direction index. In addition, I added here a support and resistances indicator which will be used for targets, but this indicator is not mandatory. You can just scroll the chart a little bit to identify the supports and resistances. It's up to your point. But for me personally, this indicator is very useful, so let me show you first of all the setups for it if you want to use it too. So I am always using the time frame input as 4 hours, okay, and mark the extend level line right, because I want to see the previous support and the resistances lines. I like using the 4-hour support resistances because I find them more reliable for the target points. Okay, before continuing the explanation for this strategy, I would like to inform you that lately I find a lot of scammers and clones of my Instagram profile. Our official and real pages are these ones, so please stay away of any other scams as Christina1FX, ChristinaFX2, or other things like that. Also, we will never DM you first, we never ask you for any investments, we will never manage other people's accounts. So if you find any offer like that, please be sure that those offers will never be from me, Alex, or Crilex Trading. Okay, sorry for this short pop-up ad, but I needed to have your attention because I just don't want you guys to be scammed by any of my clones. So yeah, going back to our main point. Now that we have here the strategy setups, I will hide the support resistances indicator because I want to have a clear chart now, and will add the indicator when I will need to set a target. So the first thing we have to do here is to look at the crossing of the EMAs, and when the 20 EMA, the green one, is above the 50 EMA, we are going to look only for buys, and on the other side, when the 20 EMA is below the 50 EMA, we are going to look only for sales. Okay, now let me show you an example for a buy position here. So we have the 20 EMA above the 51, and now we are going to wait for a retest mandatory in the 50 EMA, and after that we have to wait for a candle to close above the 20 EMA. Okay, and let's see what do we have here. Alright, oh, this was an impulsive retest, and these candles closed below the 50 EMA, but after that, if we have any candle nicely closing above the 20 EMA, we are going to still have an entry. Okay, and let's see what do we have here. Alright, this candle, if you see it well, does not close above the 20 EMA, but even if it did, I never placed trades on this kind of candles, but I prefer to wait for another confirmation, in this case for a nice bullish candle without too much rejection from the upside. Okay, so let's see what do we have next. Alright, and finally we've got a quite fine candle here, closed above the 20 EMA, so I'm going to set a long position after the closing of this candle. So let me place the trade right here. Okay, so this is our entry point, and the stop loss will be 2 times the ADX. So ADX is almost 21, so stop level will be 42 points. Okay, and now for the target, I'm going to use the support and resistances indicator, and now let's see what should be our target point. Okay, here we have a lot of space. It would be really nice to fill this gap here. And let me set the target. So we are going to target somewhere near 4 to 1 here, I think. Yeah, exactly. And let's see how our trade will play out. All right, I have a remark for you here. As soon as our trade hits the 1-to-1, let's see if it did like that. Okay. So as soon as our trade hits the 1-to-1, we are going to move the stop loss on break even. So from this moment, we have zero risk for this trade. Okay, and let's see what will happen next. So again, we have the stop loss on the break even now. And let's see a more clear candle. Yeah. Finally, our take profit was hit. And let's see what will happen next. So you may have a target higher, on a level higher based on the chart. The target setup is up to your point if you want to place it lower than I did it or higher. Okay, so finally for this trade, using a 1% risk per trade, I would gain like 4% on the account. All right, on the other side, in order to find the sell position, again, the first condition is the 20 EMA to be just below the 51. We can see here that the cross to the downside was just made. So I really like this position because you start a trade when the trend shift starts, and you may get some really nice risk to reward trades. Okay, so now we have to wait for the price, this time to retouch the 50 EMA. And after the retouch, we will wait for a nice rejection candle to close below the 20 EMA. Okay, so let's see what do we have here. This candle made the retouch into the 50 EMA, and let's see if we get any rejection. Yeah, this is a really nice rejection. Okay, so on the closing of this nice bearish candle, we are going to sell the short, to set the short position right here. Again, the stop loss to time the ATR. ATR is almost 13, so the stop loss will be 26 points. Okay, and this time for the target, I'm going to show you the second target approach. So basically, we are going to scroll a little bit on the chart to see the previous support and resistance zones. And let's see what do we have here. Okay, so we've got a really nice zone that was retested many times here, and from this point the price started to get to the upside, so we are not going to set the target below this level, but we can easily target like 4 to 1 here. And let's see what will happen next. All right. So having view again that here, as soon as 1-to-1 was hit, our stop loss is moved to break even, and we have again zero risk on the table for this movement and for this trade. Therefore, in worst case scenario, we would just be break even for this trade. So let's see, I can see a really nice momentum to the downside, and our target was hit, and this was our sell example. Another nice 4% on the account. Okay, now I would like to share with you the backtesting results for the January month of 2022. This is a simulation of a 10K account, again using 1% risk per trade. And as a remark, I made the backtesting only in the period 8 AM, 8 PM Eastern European time. Any other trades were not taken into consideration because I do not trade in other times. Okay, first of all, as you can see, the win rate is about 50%, which may seem not so good but for some traders. But look at the profit right here, which is 42% on the account in just 1 month. Therefore, I'm fine if I'm not right in every single trade if the results look like this. Alright, another important aspect here is that the maximum losses in a row were 3. This means that if you are using 1% risk per trade and trading only US30, there is no problem with the drawdown rules of the prop firms. So these were the results of the strategy. Now regarding the trading period 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I got many questions like, you just monitor the charts all day long, isn't it too much? Actually, I'm not monitoring the chart all day long because I use alerts on TradingView. You can see somewhere right here that I have some alerts right now. Therefore, as soon as the price makes a retouch into the EMAs, when we are talking about the US30 strategy, I am instantly notified on my phone by TradingView. Also, going back to the results, there were 49 trades in about 21 trading days, meaning that an average of about 2 trades per day. So trading 8 a.m., 8 p.m. is not as exhausting as it seems. Okay, so this was the strategy. If you have any questions or remarks about it, feel free to write down in comments or DM us on Instagram. We have our real links and pages in the description. Thank you all for watching and supporting our channel. See you in our next videos, and of course, until then, trade safe and trust the process.